Sometimes the biggest discoveries, the ones that completely flip our understanding of history, start with something tiny. What if I told you there was a lost branch of the human family, a kind of superhuman living right alongside our ancestors, and the only reason we even know they existed is because of one tiny find that could have easily just been tossed aside? Okay, let's get into it.
So picture this. It's 2008. We're way out in the remote Altai Mountains in Siberia, inside this place called the Denisova Cave. Archaeologists are doing their thing, digging for clues about our ancient past. And they find something incredibly small.
That's it, just one single piece of bone. Turns out it was from the pinky finger of a young girl who lived there, tens of thousands of years ago. And at first, everyone just figured, okay, it's a Neanderthal, right? Our famous kind of stocky cousins. Made sense.
But then they ran the DNA test. And the results? Whoa. They sent an absolute shockwave through the scientific community. Because this DNA, it wasn't Neanderthal, and it wasn't us, Homo sapiens. It was something else. Something completely new.
So that one tiny little piece of a pinky finger completely forced us to rewrite the human story. The simple picture we all had in our heads about evolution, it was about to get so much more complicated, and honestly, a whole lot cooler.
So, what do you call a brand new human species? Well, they named them the Denisovans, right after the cave where this whole mystery started. Just like that, a whole new chapter in the human saga was cracked open, all from a piece of bone no bigger than your pinky nail.
Before this, the story was pretty simple, right? It was us, Homo sapiens, and our cousins, the Neanderthals. That was pretty much it. But this discovery, it proved there was a third type of human walking the earth at the very same time. Our family tree wasn't just a simple fork in the road anymore. Nope, it was more like a big, tangled, mysterious bush.
And this is where the mystery really deepens. Okay, so if this whole new species existed, where are all the bodies? Where are the bones? We've found Neanderthal fossils all over Europe and Asia. But the Denisovans, they're practically ghosts. No, seriously, this is it. What you see here, that's pretty much the entire physical record we have for them. A fragment of a finger bone, a few absolutely massive teeth, a jawbone found in a cave in Tibet, and this incredible skull from China that got nicknamed the Dragon Man. For an entire species that we think stretched across Asia, that's almost nothing. So, how can we be so sure they were even widespread?
Well, it's because while their bones might be gone, their legacy, it's written in the DNA of millions of people walking around right now. Today, if you look at modern populations in places like Papua New Guinea, Australia, and all across Asia, many people carry up to 5% Denisovan DNA. And that means one thing, and it's huge. Our ancestors didn't just meet them. They had kids with them. These ghosts of the past, they are literally inside us.
So, what were these people actually like? From the few clues we have, those few fossils and that powerful DNA, we're starting to get a picture of a human that was, in a lot of ways, maybe even more advanced than us.
Okay, let's break this down a bit. That jawbone from Tibet, it was twice as thick as ours. Their teeth were just enormous. But the real shocker, the Dragon Man skull, suggests their brain was up to 20% larger than the average modern humans. Think about that. This wasn't just about a bigger, stronger body. This points to a mind that could have worked in ways that were profoundly different, maybe even more powerful.
Yeah, one researcher put it perfectly. He said when you combine everything, their powerful bodies, their supercharged immune systems, and even hints in their genetics of slower aging and longer lives, what you're looking at is basically the blueprint for an upgraded human.
And this isn't just some ancient history stuff. This genetic legacy has real-world superpowers today. Look at modern Tibetans. They can live comfortably at altitudes that would make most of us seriously ill. And why is that? It's because they have this special gene, EPAS1, that lets their bodies use oxygen way more efficiently. It's a legit genetic superpower. And we now know they didn't just evolve it on their own. It was a gift handed down directly from their Denisovan ancestors who had already mastered life in the world's highest mountains.
Okay, so their biology is pretty mind-blowing. But if you think that's shocking, wait till you see the technology they left behind. This is the stuff that really truly shatters our whole timeline of human history.
Right there, in that same Siberian cave, archaeologists found artifacts right next to the Denisovan remains. And, wow, a stunningly beautiful bracelet carved from a green stone, and a needle,
a perfectly crafted bone needle. Now get this. Carbon dating puts these things at 70,000 years old. To put that into perspective for you, the Great Pyramids of Giza were built over 65,000 years after this needle was made.
And one expert just captured the shock perfectly. He said, look, that bracelet, it has this tiny hole drilled through it, but with a kind of precision that you can only get from a high-speed drill. That's a tool we thought was a modern invention. Finding that in a Stone Age cave, it's like cracking open an ancient Egyptian tomb and finding a brand new iPhone sitting inside. It shouldn't be possible.
And it goes beyond the bracelet. That needle, the oldest one ever found, by the way, at 70,000 years old. It means they were making tailored clothing. Think about that. While our direct ancestors were probably just draping animal skins over themselves, the Denisovans were sewing. They were carving beads out of ostrich eggs, making symbolic art. When you put it all together, it points to a culture that had abstract thought, real artistry, and you gotta figure a complex language to go with it.
Which, of course, brings us to the biggest question of all, right? If the Denisovans were this strong, this smart, this technologically advanced, where did they go? Why would a people like that just vanish, leaving behind nothing but these ghosts in our DNA and a few artifacts that completely baffle us?
Well, right now there are two main theories kicking around. The first one is tragic, but pretty familiar: prehistoric genocide. The idea is that around 40,000 years ago, big waves of Homo sapiens, that's us, started pushing into Asia. And we were, well, more numerous, maybe more aggressive, and history shows us again and again, when two groups of humans want the same land, it usually doesn't end well for one of them. The other theory, though, is even more dramatic. It suggests that the Denisovans saw these violent newcomers and basically said, no thanks. They retreated, went into seclusion, way up in the remote mountains and caves that they knew like the back of their hand.
And there, hiding away from the rest of the world, they got hit by a catastrophe that had nothing to do with other humans at all. Around 12,800 years ago, the entire planet was rocked by something called the Younger Dryas event. We're talking massive climate chaos, melting ice caps, and catastrophic global flooding. It was so intense, so traumatic, that a lot of people think this is the real event behind all those great flood stories you find in myths all over the globe. And in that scenario, their mountain hideouts became their tombs.
The story of the Denisovans is it's such a powerful reminder that our history isn't a nice, neat, straight line. Our past is way more mysterious than we ever give it credit for. Here we have a powerful, intelligent branch of humanity that was almost completely wiped from the history books. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it, if a super civilization like this could be lost, buried by time, by catastrophe, what else is still out there waiting to be found?